Hey there, folks. How you doing? Not too sure if anyone's gone live with me yet. Just getting warmed up and waiting for some people to join. So let's just refresh this. So if anyone is on, there we go. We are live. Okay. Good stuff. There we go. We are live. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, so if you are, I'm just going to silence myself because I've got the iPad on here. If I can mute it. Okay, so if you are, I'm just going to silence myself because I've got the iPad on here. There we go. Okay, so there seems to be a little delay, but that's okay. If you're on with me, I'd love you to comment down below in the comment section on the page. And we have 4 viewers on with us, which is great. Just want to make sure that we are all on board and ready to rock. I may have to close that blind. Beautiful sunshine is coming in. Maybe we'll leave it. So just comment down below. I'm just going to wait for some people to join with us because it's just gone 1 on the hour. I'm just back from my kids' sports day, so I literally ran in, jumped up into the shower, and here we are live. So we'll just see if you have any comments. As I said, just comment down below, and we'll get started shortly. I think we have a few people on. If you comment maybe where you're based in the Facebook comment section underneath on the page that you're viewing this on, and let us know where you're watching from and anything you're particularly hoping to learn from today, and to make sure that I cover everything. My name is Martha Fraser. I'm the founder of the Shine Adventure, which is just behind me here. So I'm just going to wait 2 more seconds and we will start in 1 minute. So just want to make sure that everyone has got on board and that we're live. So I just have my iPad here and I am just watching it here on the iPad. So it's a bit mad watching myself in delay mode. So more and more people are joining now. So if you just comment down below, let me know that you're here, that you can hear me, that you can see me, and we get started. Okay. Okay, good stuff. So we have a few people now. Training Confidence. We have Tony O'Donovan from Galway. Great. And we have, I think that's Elva that is with us, based in Galway, and counsellor and psychotherapist specialising in maternal mental health. Oh, fantastic. Maternal mental health. I think we could all do with you. And we have, I think we have Ashling as well. And as more people join, I'd love if you would comment down below and let us know how you're doing. So I'm going to start. So I'm just going to share my screen. Can you just let me know that you can all hear me and see me just before I screen share here? That would be great. And we get started. And I'd love you to write down, what's the one thing that you feel you need help with in your business? What's the one thing that you're hoping to get from this webinar? Because I want it to be something that you leave with and go, yeah, that really, really helped. Okay, so I'm going to share my entire screen. I think that's what I want to do here. Okay, so what I want to share with you here is just going to share the presentation and I'll come back in then. And so the screen will probably just go a bit squidgy for a minute until we get going. Okay, good stuff. So today I'm here to help you to create your 1-year money making plan. And why this is so important is that, you know, I suppose I know one thing about you, and it's possibly that you were like me at one stage where you basically you're one of two people. You're either starting off or you're in business and you want to make an adjustment to your income, possibly increase it, possibly decrease your time in maybe whatever service or product it is that you offer. And it's really about, I guess, making that leap, you know, making the leap towards maybe more time for yourself. And I think as we get older, we learn more about what it is that we want, you know, what it is that really is important to us, and how we can spend more time with those around us who mean the most to us. So this is me. My name is Martha Fraser. I'm the founder of the Shine Adventure, which is an online program to teach people how to sell their products, services, or knowledge. But it's a lot more than that, really. It's a program to really help you conquer your mindset, help you get over yourself, get yourself out there online, be visible, be seen, and that you possibly can create. So I guess my journey is, you know, I was a software engineer for 14 years. I'm not going to give you a big spiel, but you know, I started being self-employed. No one taught me anything, and everything was self-learned. And a lot of the tips and tools that I've picked over the years, I want to share with you today, because it made me into a better, I suppose, entrepreneur, and achieving what it is I wanted to achieve. So I put this slide up because when I was younger, I loved MacGyver. I really loved what he, you know, that he thought on his feet and he figured things out. And, you know, that's a bit like me. You know, I'm really techie. I've got a background in kind of therapy as well, so I combine the coaching and techie stuff, and that's what the Shine Adventure is about. It's helping people with the techie stuff and teaching them the exact steps, the know-how, but it's also coaching them so that they can have the courage to actually get themselves out there. So if you want to follow me, Twitter, Fraser Martha, Facebook.com, Fraser Martha, and my free group is called Online Stars, where we give some tips and motivation. So just pop in there and join. It's a great community, actually. So I just want to make sure that everyone can hear, and just maybe put in some comments and let us know how you're doing. So so as you all know, success isn't a straight road. It's a bumpy road, and we kind of figure things out as we go along. And okay, so Tony's looking to learn about online strategies, and based in Paris. Wow, isn't that amazing? Just started my business a few months ago and writing training content. Fantastic. Okay, so it is a bumpy road, and the thing is that there's always going to be bumps and squiggles in the road, and it's about learning to master yourself and your business. I was with a client the other day, and you know, the one thing that I was saying to her is that we need to learn to be a warrior nearly within our business, because you need to have a fit mind, a fit body, and, you know, be focused and be super clear on what it is you want in your business. So why are you here? I think some of you have said that, you know, it's really important, you know, that you acknowledge that you've taken the time out now to actually learn something and to push yourself ahead, and, you know, to congratulate yourself on that. So is this you when you sit at the laptop? Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel, oh my God, I just need a bit of help. I need a bit of direction. What am I doing? So today, this is what we're about to learn. You know, you can't avoid being online. You can't avoid shining. And sometimes we like to, stay under a rock. Sometimes we come out and then we retract back under a rock again. And, so today is about helping you kind of get out a little bit. And I won't be shouting at you like this man here, but we'll be just giving you a bit of direction, support and guidance and some tools that you can take away today and use straight away, which I hope you find useful. So how can you turn your online business into success? How can you turn it around? And for me, it's all about really getting a little strategic. So I'd love you to think about, where are you now in your money making plan? And first of all, do you have a money making plan? Because if you don't, it's really time to get super clear. And that's what this whole webinar is about. So when I think back to my journey, one of the things that when I first started working for myself, I was doing consultations, and the first price that I charged was €80 for a consultation. And I will never forget how I then, I was like, oh my God, that's €80. Is that okay? And I was nearly afraid to ask for the money. So I'd love you to check in with now where you are. Now, you could be quite advanced in your business, right? So you might be well used to dealing and exchanging in money, but you might also be starting out. So just check in with it, where you are with that feeling right now. And for you, what's your limit at the moment? Because my journey, and I just want to share with you my journey that I've been on over the last few years was, when I first created my online program several years ago, it was low cost. It was €12. Then I had other online programs. They were low cost as well. Then I created a subscription, a monthly based academy that was €27. Now I do, what I realized for me is that there are so many different models of online models out there, that what's really important is that you can be inspired by other people. And you can be inspired by their models. But what will happen is that if you try to copy their models without tuning in first into the model that suits you, and how do you do that? So, for example, like the academy that I was running, I saw this as a model. I thought, okay, I think that's a good model for me, because I'd seen it done other places. And then I did it, and I didn't feel aligned with it. So I knew for myself that I needed to go to the drawing board. I needed to write down, okay, so what's my lifestyle? How much do I want to give to a program? How much time do I want to set aside? Do I want it to be continuous? Do I want it to be, a set amount of weeks to a program? Do I want it to be a high-priced program with fewer people where I can give more? Do I want it to be a low price program where there's thousands of people in it, where I have to really work on the recruitment a lot more, but yet there's possibly a higher sign-up rate? But then you sometimes have the problem that if you have a low price program, that that people sign up and then they drop out, so it depends on where you are right now. So I have been on this journey a number of years, and I kind of craft it, and sometimes you have to go through it. But if you have the advantage of listening to, I suppose, someone like myself who's gone through it, you can get the tips and tricks, So I soon realized the value of what I did. And this is really, really important. You have to realize the value of what you provide. So if, for example, I'm just going to look back at who we have here. So the maternal mental health counselor, sorry, is that Elva? I think it's Elva, I'm not sure. It's hard to see, sorry, the photos and the names on the comments down below. But let's say for maternal mental health, what you're providing is not just rescuing one woman, but it's rescuing and helping a family. And it's not just one family, but it's generations, because the children are going to talk about the mother, what the mother did for the family, what the grandmother did. And it's going to affect like multiple people, and that's going to be carried on through generations. So the impact that you're having is enormous, and the value on that is enormous. So when you are offering something, you really have to check in with, okay, what am I offering? So for example, I do the clarity and implementation program, and that's €1,200. And when I tuned in with, and why I'm telling you these prices is, I'm not here to advertise really, but I want you to tune in with the different models that you can actually choose for yourself. So when people come to me for that clarity and implementation, they actually come, some people have come to me, they have no business, and they leave with a business set up, an online business set up. So to be honest, 1,200 is probably cheap actually, because they've set up a whole new business that's going to bring them income for, however long they decide to be in that business. So when you're creating something, it's not just about looking at, I'm with someone for 4 hours. It's the impact, the benefits, and the transformation that you're going to provide to that person. So, for example, another thing that I do is VIP clients, which is €10,000, where I work with them one-to-one over a long period of time. So, you might, when I first started, believe you me, I don't think I would have even have been able to say €10,000, especially when I first said €80 to someone and nearly cringed and retracted into my very core. But I think for myself, what it was is that it's a learning journey about valuing yourself, standing in your own power, and realizing what it is, the impact that you have on people, and the different models and strategies that are out there, and for you to decide how you're going to design your business, which will also allow you how to design your life. So I think as we get older, we realize how important our time is. So what is your current model of income? And if you have any questions, I'm just going to refresh the make sure you just, any comments, just join me down below and comment down below. I'm just checking, keeping an eye on the questions here as well. So just see Tony, I'm starting out and have had sales, and it's like you are reading my mind. I need the confidence to charge what I need to charge for my products. Yeah, it's really, really, I had the exact same thing, Tony, like when I first started. And I mean, the fact that I went from €80 to €10,000, believe me, that didn't happen overnight. But what I did really was really tune in with what I do, what I provide, and the impact. And the thing is that, like, people have paid me, I have plenty of testimonials on my websites, and I wouldn't charge that unless I genuinely knew the impact that it would have. And I think that's where you need to check in with yourself, and see, a model and a price. And the thing is as well, sometimes you need to go in steps and build yourself up. And then other times then as well, like, I always say that you have two plates spinning. One is your bread and butter, and the other one is your online vision. And the thing is to, sometimes when you begin to raise your prices, they may not suit your current client base. So that may be something that you'd offer to maybe a different group of people. Great. So I think, is it Elva? I want to work online one-to-one clients and would like to understand what I need to do to market this. Yeah. Okay, so if it's one-to-one clients, then you need to get very clear on who your client is. And when I say that, I mean really write it out, get crystal clear on the type of person, where they hang out online, words they use, what are their problems, what are their challenges, and I'll go more into that later. So what is your current model of income right now? What is your enough to live number? And this is really important, because when we're building an online vision, I firmly believe that, as I said, you have two plates spinning. You have your bread and butter plate that will keep that enough to live number sustaining while you're building your online vision. So what you need to do to get this number every week and every month, and if you haven't broken that down already, I really, really advise that you do that. I did it with a client this week, and we broke down the offering, the services, and we made it crystal clear what people were getting. And it actually, it's really, I think, did some light bulbs for my client, because, you know, the thing is that you know your business very well, but it's getting that message across to the person that you want to deal with. So, you know, get really clear on that number, okay? How much do you need to put yourself out there? And this is really, really important, because how much do you need? Like, let's see, the thing is that, right, if you have a high, let's just say you had a program or an offering where you worked with someone for a year and it was €10,000, then if you want to make 100,000, you need 10 clients. So it's a different amount of putting yourself out there, and you're putting yourself out there in different circles as well. But if you have a lower price program, then, you know, you may need to be more visible. You'll need more people on your program. You'll need to be seen more. So you need to identify, you know, how much do you need to put yourself out there? Where do you need to put yourself out there? And by knowing your clients, you'll get to understand that. And if you're not meeting this number, your basic enough to live number, why not? What is it that you're missing, either in your business or in you? Perhaps it's the belief in yourself. And believe me, I had that for a long time. I genuinely, and I don't mind saying that, I genuinely didn't believe that I could really do it. And it took me a couple of years. And that's why I've actually really created the Shine Adventures, because I know the journey that I went on to actually get to the stage of shining. And it's building a business isn't just about knowing the tech and the accounts and the PR and the admin, but it's growing yourself as a person so that you're ready to be the entrepreneur that you need to be. So what are you offering or selling? So I didn't realize when I started working for myself that I needed to know how to sell. And it was an awful shock, because I didn't want to sell. When I first realized this, it kind of made me cringe a little bit, because I felt a bit like a kind of second-hand car salesman. But then I realized that everybody who is in business, whatever it is you do, whether you are you know, selling holy medals or whether you're a top consultant, the one thing everyone has in common is that to make money, you need to sell whatever it is you offer, whether it's a product, a service, or an online program. So I panicked first when I realized this. I didn't want to sell. I just wanted to help people. So what I needed to do was I had to reframe my thinking, that I wasn't selling, that I was serving in exchange, that these people who had signed up to my email list, or even, you know, thank you to everyone who took the time out to join the webinar today, that, you know, that they have come to me, you know, for help. And that, you know, I firmly believe now, you know, there used to be the old phrase, you can't buy experience, and now you can. And there's so much, you know, the world, I think our main reason for being on this world is to actually really help each other. So if we can help each other shine and just, you know, brighten up this world a bit, I think it's all in a better place. So once I reframed my thinking about selling, it actually just, it quietened the anxiety I had inside me when it came to making out my money plan. And the thing was as well, you know, you have to get very clear on what your why is. You probably saw some photos behind me there of my family, my husband, my kids, you know, and at the end of the day, you know, I need to help support the family and contribute and put, you know, basically help us all, you know. So, you know, for you to get very clear on the why. So are you okay with selling your products, services, or knowledge? I'd love you to maybe comment down below what thoughts are coming into your mind now while we're talking about money, talking about selling. What's going on in your gut feeling? What is it that... And it's really important that you become aware of these feelings, because it's learning to kind of deal with these that will really help advance your business. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe that what you are doing is going to succeed? Do you doubt yourself? How often and how severely? And the best question, are you ready to get over this? So I'd love some comments down below if any of this is resonating with you. Just let me know if you're kind of going, yeah, okay. And the thing is, I think no matter what stage you're at in your business, whether you are a beginner, whether you're advanced, as you burst through some ceilings in your business and you get higher and higher, I do think similar similar beliefs go through you at different stages. So what is your vision for your business and your life? Are you really clear on what it is? So if, for example, so a couple of you have said here, I'm just going back over the comments. Okay. So a couple of you said you want to learn about more online strategies, which is fantastic. So it's really about getting really, really clear on what it is you want your vision to be for your business. So you may want to continue doing your service or selling products, but you want to create an online program that will take you away from the business a little bit, free up some of your time and increase your income. So for you, I'd love you to maybe in your notes that you're taking on this webinar now, write down, okay, what kind of life do I want? How many days of the week do I want to work? How many hours do I want to work a day? How many weeks do I want to take off in a year? And get really clear on the life you want to live. How many holidays do you want to go in a year? What's your basic number? What's your top end number? What do you want to reach by the end of this year? And how close or far away from that are you right now? So on a scale of 1 to 10, just write down now how far away from this are you. And the reason I'm doing this is that it will really begin. You need to adjust and to feel this in your body. You need to, this isn't just a numbers, this is you beginning to check in with yourself, wake up in yourself, and ask yourself how much you believe in yourself, because it's only when you activate your inner core saying, yes, I'm ready for success. I'm ready to build myself and be the entrepreneur that I want to be, and create an online vision. So today we're talking about numbers, but I'm also trying to help you activate your internal engine to get ready for this journey, okay? So in 3 years' time, how would you like to be positioned? What would you like your impact to be? And what would you like your income to be? And the reason I say in 3 years' time, because it's fantastic to create a 1-year plan, but you need to have the distant destination in sight so that you're actually going in the right direction. So, and the thing is then, what type of person do you need to be to achieve that? Do you need to be more productive? Do you need to be healthier? Do you need to be more alert? Do you need to be, more confident? So the thing is that as you begin to learn the online techniques, you also need to learn how to strengthen yourself. So let's get down to the strategy for helping you to create your money-making plan. So the change number 1 is planning. So how much time do you actually take out of your time right now to create a plan for your business? Could you fast track your change and path to your future by getting a mentor? What if someone could give you clarity on where you are right now, what it is you need to do to get to where you want to be, and warn you about the pitfalls you might experience? So the number 1 is taking time out to plan. So scheduling in, open up your calendar and say, right, once a month, once a quarter, or once a week, I'm going to spend 30 minutes to an hour. Once a month, I'm going to spend a morning. Once a quarter, I'm going to spend a day. And maybe once a year, I'm going to spend 2 days on planning my business. And if it's not in the calendar, it's not going to happen. And perhaps you might need support with that. So know your numbers. So I create a very simple Excel sheet for myself. And the reason I looked at loads of different software for keeping track of my accountability, my goals, and honestly, the best thing for me is an Excel sheet. It's simple. So, create worksheet with your projects, your costs, your incomings, your outgoings. At any one point, if I asked you now, at any one point, could you tell me the numbers in your business? Would you know what's going on? And if you can't say what the numbers in your business are, then you're not fully focused on your business. So I'd love you to know, what is your break-even number? And what I mean by that is, what is the number that if you're going to, let's just say you want to create an online program, for example, and your online program is €500 or €100. Let's start with €100. So if your online program is €100 and you decide to create a budget of €100. So then your break-even number is one sale. So if you use that €100 for Facebook ads, Google ads, then your break-even number is one sale. So what are your advertising, your social media, and your analytics numbers? And if right now this is giving you the shakes, all I'd love you to do is to create an Excel sheet, write in the projects that you do, write in some of your costs, organize it into different columns, different worksheets, and create a worksheet with metrics. Now, the thing is that if you don't measure anything right now, that's fine. But just say, right, what are the important things that I need to measure? Probably the money that comes in, the money that goes out, and also your number of sales per week. The number of sales you need to meet your goal, your target goal and your income, and the number of sales that you're actually doing. Okay, so begin to get a little bit clear on that for yourself. Write out, make a list of what are the important things that I need to measure in my business. So every business is different, okay? So this is so important. Create one plan. Now, if you're like me, I am a devil for the fancy notebook. I'm like a magpie when I go into a stationery shop, and I must have so many different notebooks with, this is my year, this will change your life. And it was really when I began to get clear, and I said, right, I have plans everywhere. And because I had so many plans, I wasn't following any of them. Like I would go to a coffee shop, I would make a plan on a napkin, I would get my fancy notebook out, I would have an Excel sheet, I'd have a Word document. And there wasn't one thing that I was looking at every week. So how the hell could I have moved forward when I had so many plans? So create everything in one Excel sheet. Now I use Google spreadsheets so that I can access it from anywhere, but it's up to yourself wherever you want to create it. But the thing is to get accountable to that one sheet every day and update it. Hold yourself accountable to the sheet and plan. So that's change number 3. Change number 4 is to use your time wisely, and this is something that I definitely was doing. I was a little bit, when I first started working for myself, I thought this was great, and then I realized that I wasn't actually being as productive as I could have. So one of the worksheets that I have in my Excel sheet, is the 3 things that I have to get done every day, and the 3 things I want to achieve by Friday. So every morning, write those down. And what I've started doing recently actually is that I have a Post-it, and when I go to the computer, because if you're like me, sometimes I go and, oh gosh, I get distracted sometimes watching Tony Robbins videos and Oprah videos. So I have my 3 things for the day. I put it on a Post-it and I stick it on my laptop. And if I'm not working on something on that list, then I kind of have to check myself, Now, the thing is, take your breaks, but just try and be as productive as possible. Because the thing is that for you to earn that money, you need to use your time wisely. So that's change number 4. Change number 5 is make a plan to build your community. And this, in a way, should possibly be the first change because, and it's actually one of the first modules with the Shine Adventure program, because if you don't have a community, then you have no one to sell to. And you want to build that community around you. You want to build the trust of who you are, and you want to nurture relationships, even if you do not have an offering yet. Like you may not have a program, you may only be thinking about it. But as I said, one of my clients this week, it's only a concept, but yet we are building the community straight away because it takes time to build that up, So I'm just going to come back to some of the questions here. Plenty of doubts. Getting my first payment from a corporate client helped a lot. Brilliant. Well done. That's fantastic. So I starting out and had sales, and it's like you're reading my mind. I need the confidence to charge what I need to charge my products. Yeah, and the thing is, know the value that you provide, So that's change number 5 is build your community. And if you're not doing that, why not? Sometimes it's, as I said, it's hard to come out from under your rock, but if you want to reach your goals, you've got to come out, I'm afraid. You won't achieve anything under the rock. So change your income model. Fall in love with your calculator. You know, in your spreadsheet, you know, fiddle with some numbers and, you know, make up different, right? Well, if I have 10 clients at this price, if I have 10 clients at that price, oh, well, I might only need 5 clients if I increase the price and give them more value, you know, or if I change my product offering, what if I have a product that I sell and then I also give them an online program with it, then you're increasing the value, you know. So what's the offering you have? And, you know, play with your calculator, use your spreadsheet and take this time out to do it. Decide on what model it is you like what I was saying earlier on, you know, high ticket, low volume, low ticket, high volume. You know, do you want, like, the one thing, you know, I learned a lot by using the different models over the years. And what I love now is that the Shine Adventure program, when people sign up with me, they get everything. They get everything with me. So for me, that's really important, because when I had the lower end programs, you know, people were signing up for a month. I didn't want them to have access to absolutely everything when they could cancel, and I just didn't feel right in my gut. Whereas now people sign up with me and that's it. They pay once, they're in for life, and they get access to everything that they need, mindset, strategy, technology. So it took me a while to find the path that I wanted to choose. So write out different kind of models that you see, or maybe just ask me in the comments about the different models, and check in with yourself as to what model you want to do. You know, do you want to be doing webinars every week? Do you want to be doing live calls every week? Or do you want it to be a self-study program that you're going to create? So the other thing then is to plan out your yearly income and how you're going to earn it. And this is really simple, okay? One Excel sheet, 12 columns, 1 column per month, how much you need to earn per month, and the actions underneath each one as to what you need to do to make that money. And then you can look at, let's just say you see March, you need to earn €4,000. Then you need to put an action possibly in January or December that you need to have all your advertising ready, you need to have whatever it is ready. So your actions may not be directly in that month, but it may be the month or two behind it to get ready to earn every month, okay? So very simple, one Excel sheet, 12 columns, your money per month that you want to earn and the actions that you need to do to get it. And also the products that you're going to, how many products do you need to sell to meet that monthly income? So change number 7 is run your business like a shop. And I love this one. It's very simple. When I grew up, we owned a corner shop, and I didn't realize it at the time, but it only hit me after a couple of years of working for myself that sometimes it comes down to the basics: what came in, what went out. Be clear on your numbers, be clear on what you offer and who it is you offer it to. Set your boundaries and create scarcity. And I mean that by, you know, you're not for everybody. Some people are going to tune in with you. Some people are going to connect with you. And you need to make people aware of what you offer, when you offer it, and to build that trust, to pre-sell who you are and what it is you do. So when I say run your business like a shop, what I mean is, you know, every week, hold yourself accountable, check your numbers every Friday, you know, transfer any money from your PayPal account into your bank account. And I know this may sound like a very basic thing that I'm saying, but I know, because I've done it myself, is that sometimes we don't want to look in the bank account. Sometimes we just want to go, oh my God, it wasn't a great week, I wasn't that productive. But you have to kick yourself in the ass, look in the bank, and say, right, okay, I need to really pick myself up next week because I didn't have a great week this week. So don't avoid your bank account or your PayPal account. Don't put your head in the sand. So cleanse your business. We're on to change number 8 right now. And if you have any comments, any questions, how you're feeling, are you getting any feedback? Or is this helping you? I'd love you to comment down below in the section underneath the video. So I find it so hard with accounts. I do need to be more disciplined with this. Yeah, and I used to be the same, and I'm still not great. I'm learning. I have to say, I'm a couple of years now doing my accounts. But you know what I kind of figured out? Again, it's about your mindset on what you're saying. I used to always say I hate accounts, whereas now, if you hate accounts, the accounts are the numbers in your bank, which kind of relates to I hate money. Whereas if you go, oh my God, I love accounts because it helps me get clearer on my business. It helps me realize what it is I'm missing in my business that I need to change. So if you look at accounts in a different light, you might say, oh, wow, if I really know my accounts, then I know how I can change my business to reach my goals. So, jump into your accounts, and I'm learning to do that. I'm far from it, I think, but I'm learning to change my attitude towards accounts. I agree with the spreadsheet. Can you go through what you feel is necessary again? So what I will probably do is I may send a spreadsheet. If you email me, martha@marthafraser.com, I can send you a template of what you could do to help you with that. And just put the subject spreadsheet. Okay, so change number 8 is to cleanse your business. What are you doing right now that's not aligned with your vision? So be prepared to go into business detox, okay? And what I mean by that is that sometimes what we do in our business is that we are not clear on, there's some things that don't work. And I went through this as well. And it's funny, my husband could see the things that weren't working in my business, but I didn't want to listen. And this is where emotion gets in the way, because after putting time, money, and effort into something, it's very hard to drop something. But you need to get really clear on what is working in your business. What can you do more of to help you increase your income, and what you need to do less of? And sometimes a friend, actually, Aisling Mooney, I think it was Aisling Mooney, a friend of mine, she suggested this, or was it? Sorry, it might have been another friend, Martha Ryan, but she suggested this: to become the secretary of your business. Do not get emotionally involved in making decisions. And sometimes, for example, if you're doing sales calls to clients or customers, then going into the secretary mode is a very great way to not get too overly involved, not to give too much of yourself, and to be a little bit, I guess, clearer. So create an online model that suits you and suits your lifestyle. And this is where the cleansing of your business is important. If your products or services are too low in price, then you may need to increase your price model. Okay. So, and sorry, just go back to that. And if you do increase your price model, then you may possibly lose clients, but you may increase the client base that you actually really want to attract. So change number 9 is create regular offers and repeat customers. And again, this may sound basic, but if you don't make an offer, you won't make a sale. And, for me, I do my email marketing, and I know the night that is a great night for me, where I've often got sales because it was the right time for me. But if I hadn't sent out some of those emails, I wouldn't have made sales. And when I say I make a sale, then I've sold something to somebody who needs it, that is going to benefit and transform in their business. So how many offers are you making a week or a month? Like, if you're not making enough money, do you need to make more offers? Do you have that clear in an Excel sheet? How is it that you actually get your offers out there? What is your sales model? And I may discuss this in another webinar, because the sales model, I've actually gone through this with a couple of clients in the last couple of weeks, whereby they weren't clear on first of all, how they generated leads, but then what did they do with the leads as soon as they got them? So are you clear that this is the model to create your business? Are you clear that you need to have a sales model, first of all? Okay, so maybe take some time out and think about that. Are there gaps in your sales model? Are you making offers to previous customers? And this is something, actually, just last week, I had with a client where they realized that anyone who had bought from them, they weren't actually going back to them and making another offer. And so straight away we put in a referral and an affiliate scheme in place. And, now they have something set up that will bring in more income. So do you have a customer database? And again, I know this may sound like a very basic question, but are you using a spreadsheet? Are you using an application that I've seen a lot of people use is Trello.com, Trello.com, and another one, which is an Irish company based here in Galway. Actually, I've used it before myself, and it's really good. It's called One Page CRM, and it's really cheap. It's like, I think, a tenner a month. But it's really, depending on your sales model, you have to decide if it's something that matches your sales model. But it's worth checking into anyway. OnePageCRM.com. So, do you have a referral scheme? Do you have an affiliate scheme? Is this something that you've thought about? So the last change is change number 10. Create a calendar of income and accountability. Like what we talked about earlier on, create an Excel sheet, write out your magic annual income, the gross figure, divide it per month, and figure out what are the products, services, how many you need to sell, and when are you going to sell them. You're probably going to have quieter times during the year. It's not going to be the same number every month. So just write that out and get really clear on that. Very simple. Create 12 columns, one per month. Write in the amount each month. And make sure that you're accounting for holidays. Do you want 4 weeks, 8 weeks off per year, perhaps 12 weeks off per year? Write out the actions and the number of products, services you need to sell to meet that number, and what do you need to do to meet it. And with regard to accountability, it is so important to check in with the one sheet every day. And pick, like for me, Sunday night. I love planning my week on a Sunday night. Do I do it every week? No, I'm not perfect, but it's that's when I like to do it. So we have Georgina, who missed the start. I started an Excel sheet ages ago. Updates maybe twice, mostly due to hard to log in on computer all the time. But light bulb moment. Why did I never think of using Dropbox for it? Yeah, no problem. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, Dropbox, or I use Google Drive. But yeah, Dropbox anywhere. Yeah, so need to be more disciplined with accounts. Yeah, and just think that, love it, because the as they say, your accounts are like diamonds. Is it diamonds in your field, where you can actually see where the gaps are and see how you can improve every month. Okay, so one of the last things that I want to come on is be a time machine. Use your Excel sheet for your calendar, write in your offers, promotions, big days, launch days. Create one non-negotiable hour a week to schedule content for next week. Now that's if you're doing your online marketing, but what I'd probably replace that with is have one non-negotiable hour a week for your planning of your business. And when I say non-negotiable, I have done this where I put the hour in, and then a client rings up and I say, okay, yeah, I'll put you in here. So I'm learning myself to be strict with myself. So get strict with yourself. This is affecting your business. So if you're missing out, what I did find actually was that when I wasn't taking those hours seriously, I wasn't taking my business seriously. And no one else will do this planning for you. You need to do it. So survey and poll your audiences regularly, to make sure that you're making the most of your time. And it's really interesting because today, the webinar I was going to do today, I give out a couple of, I actually emailed my list and I said, what webinar would you like today? And I was going to do a different webinar today, but the majority of people came back and said, this is the one that they wanted to listen into. So it was really interesting to hear that, So again, you have to poll your audience and to make sure that your products and services are what your audience want. And then you can be the best time machine because you're actually using your time effectively. So the 3 strategies, so I said when you came to this webinar that the 3 strategies are get productive, make one plan, and stay accountable. And I know that may sound oversimple, but honestly, if you ask yourself, are you doing those 3 things? And if not, why not? And if you started, what difference could it make to your business? So I'd love your comments. If you have any comments on that simplicity, is it something that you could do? Is it something that you could start now? You know, start tracking your time, create your Excel sheet, and perhaps if you come into my free group, the Online Stars, you'll get some accountability in there where we'll help you stay. Like, I'm always in there. I'm in there every day doing videos and tips and tricks. So, oh, brilliant. I'm delighted you're learning so much. You're welcome, Tony. Great. Delighted that you're getting value from it. So what is the summary? So the summary of today's class is create a vision, get clarity, create a plan, know your numbers, get accountable daily, create a sound sales model that matches your numbers and suits your lifestyle, build a community who like what you do, track your numbers, adjust, improve, grow, and repeat, and become metric savvy. Now, metric savvy can just start with tracking 1 metric. And once you begin to do that regularly, you can increase it to 2. But, don't over track metrics, because then you're going to waste so much time. But just track maybe 2 or 3 that are important to you. So you can't just expect it to happen, unfortunately. So you got to get out there. You've got to work smart. And you have to really be clear on what it is that you want. So that is the webinar for today. I would love you to come if you're not already a member of my free group, the Online Stars group. And if you are interested in the Shine Adventure, you can go to shineadventure.com. The launch will be happening in a few weeks' time. So I hope you found value in this, and I hope that you can take some of these tips and tricks now from today and apply them straight away to your business, and hopefully make an impact on your income and your lifestyle, and get what it is that you want from what it is that you do, and have more time with your family, have more time for yourself, and perhaps be a little bit less stressed because you have everything in control, in order. So doing Excel sheets right now, brilliant. I love it. Learning so much here. Great tips. Thanks, Martha. Great. So that's it for today, guys. I'd love any more questions before we finish up. What it is that you'd love to do for yourself. Have you any questions on online models? Make sure that you comment down below. I'm just going to maybe turn off this. Sharing your screen. Just going to stop the sharing. Okay, there we go. We're back on camera. Yay! So I hope that was of value to you. I'd love, again, any more comments. I'm just going to refresh. I've got all the questions here on the iPad. So if you have any comments, questions that I can answer now, make sure that you put them in. We're going to wrap up soon. So this is just refreshing. I hope you had value in that. I think we're kind of finishing up now in this webinar, and I'm going to be doing another webinar next week, and I hope you're already on my email list. If you're not, you can go to marthafraser.com and join. I have a free 3-part video on that website, and you can sign up there for that, and you'll automatically go onto my website. And I'm just checking the questions here. Okay, I don't think there's any more questions, so I think that's it for today. If you want to join the free webinar that I'm going to be doing next week, just come in, and great. So I think everyone found that valuable. Some lovely comments there. Thank you very much. we're going to wrap this up. If there's no more questions now, I'm just going to stay on for a minute because there is a little bit of a delay on. I'm just refreshing this again. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, brilliant. So thanks for joining me today. I really enjoyed it. I hope you got value from it and that you can implement some of these strategies straight away. And remember the 3 simple strategies: get productive, make a plan, just one plan, and stay accountable. So, and a very simple way to stay accountable actually is to set a reminder on your phone. So that is a little thing that I do. So thanks for joining me. I'll be doing another webinar next Friday, possibly the same time, and I will send out an email and you can sign up to that then. So make sure you come and join the Online Stars, stay in touch with us, stay supported, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Take care. Thanks a million. Okay, brilliant. Everyone's really enjoying it and got loads of value out of it. Okay, I'm going to stop this broadcast. I will talk to you soon. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.